Facts Verse presents Most Terrifying Roads on Earth. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Dangerous roads. Most roads are safe to drive on. Driving down Main Street in your town isn't dangerous. This being said, some roads around the world are dangerous. Some are so bad that you put your life at risk when you turn onto the road. Here are some of the most terrifying roads on Earth that you'll want to avoid driving on at all costs. GUOLIANG Tunnel Road in China. This road runs right through a mountain cave, and it can make for a horrifying ride. The highway was built on one of the mountain's steepest ridges. There's room for just one vehicle on the road. If a car comes from another direction, both drivers are gonna be in trouble. The road was constructed 40 years ago, and 12 people worked on the job. If you can find a better route to your destination, take it. Taking the longer route could end up saving your life. YUNGAS Road in Bolivia. Driving on this road is absolutely terrifying. It's 43 miles long, and you'll be white-knuckling it the whole way. This road has claimed the lives of around 300 people, and most of the fatalities were tourists who were traveling from La Paz, Bolivia to Corocho. Just one wrong turn can send you careening down the side of the mountain to your death. Recently, the highway was repaved to make it less bumpy, but it's still really dangerous. The KUANDINSKY Bridge in Siberia. This is one of the most dangerous in the world. It's made of wood and is falling apart. To make matters worse, there are no guardrails. If two cars come down the bridge from different directions, it will be hazardous. The driver of the truck on the bridge must have realized that they made a mistake right when they turned onto the bridge. It should either be shut down or torn down. According to sources, only 35 cars have crossed it safely. KARNALI Highway in Nepal. One-lane roads are never fun to drive on. To make matters worse, this highway is set on the side of a mountain. It's located in Nepal's hills and is really dangerous. It's so bad that when the sun sets, you aren't allowed to drive on the highway. KABUL-JALALABAD Highway in Afghanistan. This is an 89-mile-long stretch of terrifying roadway. It's located in Jalalabad, Afghanistan, and the most dangerous part lines the Kabul River Gorge. The stretch of highway is complete with rock cliffs and very tight turns. Also, there are no guardrails to keep you from plummeting down the side of a mountain. Traffic jams like this one occur frequently, and they are horrifying. Col de TURINI in France. This massive stretch of highway is over 5,000 feet above sea level. It's one of the most picturesque highways in the world and is also one of the most dangerous. There are winding left and right turns which require you to pay close attention the entire time. If you misjudge a turn or don't see one, you're going to go tumbling down the side of a cliff. Shockingly, this highway is the stage for the Rally of Monte Carlo. Only the best and most highly qualified racers should drive down this stretch of road. Skipper's Canyon Road in New Zealand. This is one of the most dangerous one-lane routes that bring you south of the island. The highway was built over 140 years ago and hasn't been restored since. If you get into an accident on this road, don't call your insurance company. Most won't cover accidents on this road. If you need to get south of the island, you're better off taking another route. The Himalayan Road Network. Taking this road up the Himalayan mountain is terrifying. The road is made up of crumbling rocks and steep edges. To make matters even worse, there are no guardrails to keep you from going over the edge. If you need to access this road, it's best to go with a guide. They can't guarantee your safety, but it is safer than making the trip yourself. James Dalton Highway in Alaska. Just because this road isn't located on the side of a huge mountain, it doesn't mean that it's a safe road to travel on. The road is totally isolated for miles and miles. There's no cell service on the road, and it can be miles and miles before you find civilization. If your car breaks down or you run out of gas, you could freeze to death waiting for a car to drive by. During bad weather, people avoid this road altogether. RUTA Nacional 5 in Chile. This is another road that's dangerous because of steep cliffs. It's a very long path of road, and it's so dull that many drivers have fallen asleep at the wheel. This is another road that isn't dangerous because of steep cliffs. Also, the climate in the area often produces fog, which can smooth the landscape, making it difficult to see. It's easy to drive off the road, and it can be hours before help can reach you. PASO de los Libertadores in Chile and Argentina. This winding highway runs up the mountain 10,000 feet, and it connects the frontier between Chile and Argentina. It takes you up the Andes, which makes for a gorgeous view. The highway is just as beautiful as it is dangerous. The portion of the highway in this picture is called the Snails. In its short range, there are over 20 turns. If you don't pay attention while driving, you could find yourself in serious trouble. TAROKO Gorge Road in Taiwan. This is one of Taiwan's most dangerous highways. There are plenty of tight bends, sharp turns, and if you aren't a competent driver, your trip could be disastrous. This highway is very popular with cyclists, which means that drivers need to watch all the twists and turns while looking out for cyclists. Every year, inexperienced drivers hit pedestrians and cyclists who are sharing the road. If you can find another route, take it. HALSEMA Highway in the Philippines. This highway is dangerous due to frequent landslides and poor maintenance. Every year, 1 or 2 buses roll down the edge of the cliff. Unfortunately, this is one of the only roads to Sagada, which is a famous tourist location. Each time a tourist takes this highway, they're putting their life at risk. KAHEKILI Highway in Hawaii. Hawaii is one of the most beautiful states in the U.S. For years, the highway was falling apart, which made driving dangerous. The roads have been done over, but driving on the highway is still dangerous. There are always falling rocks in the middle of the road, and some are large enough to crush a car. Col du CHAUSSY in France. This highway provides some of the most amazing views in the world, but it's also very dangerous. There are sharp turns and areas where vertical falls are very possible. The higher up the mountain you go, the more dangerous it is. The road has been repaved and a concrete barrier runs along part of it, but it's still pretty scary. TIANMEN Shan Big Gate Road in China. The winding and sharp turns on this China highway will make you dizzy. It's located in the National Park of Tianmen Mountain and climbs 3,000 feet in just 6 miles. The road is so dangerous that only the most experienced drivers should take the road. If you need to get to the top of the mountain, you might be better off taking the cable car. Fun fact, it's the world's longest cable car ride. GORGES in Morocco. This is a very long and winding road. If you don't pay close attention while driving, you could end up going off the road. The height and the turns aren't what makes this road so dangerous. The locals who drive down the road know it well, so they drive recklessly. The risk of a head-on crash with a local is what you should really worry about. Amalfi Coast Highway in Italy. This Italian highway is well known for its architecture. The road brings you from Amalfi to Scala and Vietra sul Mare and the Italian shore. The road was built correctly and it's sturdy. The problem with this road is the unpredictable rock slides and steep edges. These issues make for a terrifying ride. LEH-MANALI Highway in India. This is the largest highway in the world. It takes you up 17,000 feet and it can get difficult to breathe because of the absence of oxygen when you get near the top. Besides being unable to breathe, there's also ice and mud on the roadway which can easily send you off a cliff if you aren't careful. San Juan Skyway in Colorado. This is part of the $1 million highway from Colorado's western areas. Between Silverton to Ouray, there's nothing to keep you from driving off the cliff. If you're going to drive this stretch of highway, you should only do so during daylight hours. One wrong turn could be deadly. Which of these seemed the most dangerous to you? Let us know in the comments. And be sure to subscribe to FactsVerse for more great videos.